Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin Dubuc,
David Nguyen,
and we're here to talk about how to have great success in any market. Hey, today, guys, we've got some really awesome guests. And David, I'm going to let you do the honors on this one. Who do we have today?
Well, we got Valencia, which I call her Coach V,
That's
and
right.
her husband Will. They own Rainbow Realty,
Awesome.
powered by EXP.
Awesome. Welcome to the show, guys. Great
you
to
for
have
having
you
me.
both here.
Thank you.
So, Coach V and Will, you guys are a powerhouse team, right?
Oh, yeah.
And where do you guys come from? What part of the city are you guys out of?
So, where do we come from is a two-part question.
Hey,
Okay.
It always is. It
Yep.
always is.
Well, we're originally from Houston, Texas.
Very
so
cool.
that's where we were born and raised. That's where we grew up. With me having some roots in Louisiana.
Okay.
And now we've been living here for about 7 years, 7.5 years actually to be exact. And so we serve the Cedar Hill area. We've been there our entire tenure of
good
being
stuff.
here in DFW.
That's good stuff. That's awesome. So serving the Cedar Hill area and come from Houston, some roots to Louisiana. How'd you get into this business? Where did all that come from?
Oh, you know what? One of my good friends, she had told me that I would be good at this when I was roughly about 21 years old.
That's right.
And she says, Valencia, you should get into real estate. Mind you, that's before the whole 2000.
So this was like last year, right?
No. No, it's been a while. So this is before the whole market crash, you know?
Yeah.
And so I just didn't think that it was good for me at that time.
Right.
I was real corporate minded. And so I was really focused on making corporate money. Anyways, fast forward, I moved here by faith, and I ended up, just saying, you know what, Lord, if this is what you really want me to do, like give me somebody that's going to mentor me, right?
Love that.
Start calling people, trying to get mentorship. You know what they tell me? Kick rocks.
School of hard knocks out there, right?
What is mentoring you gonna do for me? You don't have your license yet. You're not working yet. I'm like, oh my goodness. So what do I do, Lord? If you really want me to do this real estate thing, then send me somebody to serve. You got it. Okay. I send my resume across the web everywhere, and then I get a call from a lady. She says she found my resume on Craigslist. Huh?
Wow. Okay.
I'm not going there. She says, meet me at a Starbucks. I'm like, okay, meet her at the Starbucks by the house. We talk about everything except real estate. Hit it off. She goes, you're hired.
That's awesome.
But my husband has to, meet you first. So anyway, she brought me into her home. That was scary too.
Yeah, I
Called
can
my
imagine.
husband. I'm like, if I'm not out in 15 minutes, come get me.
Yeah, wait outside.
Yeah. Y'all want to know what he did?
We don't know
he
these.
waited outside.
He waited outside, and in exactly 15 minutes, he was knocking on the door.
I love that.
Okay, and they were like, I think this is your husband outside. And so he came for me. So
The
anyway,
protector.
he
That's
is.
awesome.
He has
That's
always
awesome.
been.
I love
And
that.
so anyways, we hit it off. I helped to build their business, worked out of their house. We moved into an office roughly about a year and a half later, somewhere up in that time frame. First year of being in our office, we were a $56 million producing company, and it was just 2 agents, really, technically.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. What year is this?
This is in 2018 that this is happening. So I got my license at the end of 2017.
Okay.
And then we were blowing up by mid 2018 in that point.
That's amazing. So you
Yeah.
guys are doing something right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
How do you pull that off?
Yeah, you know what? A lot of prayer. A lot of prayer. And so we ended up growing that team. And by 2020, I said, I'm ready to venture off. I've had some success coaching agents, helping them to get established. And I'm like, I think I want to err more on the coaching and mentoring side.
I love that.
I've got a go-giver mindset. That's one of my favorite books. And I
Got
thought,
it sitting on my desk at home. I haven't
love
read
that
it
book.
yet. I haven't read it yet.
You gotta read it.
It's happening now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
And
you for the motivation.
That is my favorite. And so I figured the more you give, the more you grow. And that's naturally my character. So it has just worked out for me. So I've had a lot of success since I left that company in 2020. And that's how it happened. It's been history from there. And my husband just joined me right after my birthday last year.
That's great.
There's a lot of people that join the real estate business, but what inspired you to have this growth mindset? Because obviously, 56 million with your very first year with a brokerage, you break away, and a lot of realtors just have to focus on themselves and of course, Coach V, you're scaling it. You're hiring, you're coaching, you're mentoring, you're producing, and I call it the rule of doubling. You know what? You go from two times two is four. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 16 is 30. So the rule of doubling is just this massive number once you start getting up there, and you're there. I mean, like your growth rate is, I call it the hockey stick. A hockey stick does this, and that's where you're at. You're like at the bottom of the hockey stick now, and you're going straight up. So talk about that. Talk about growing your team. Talk about that. What does your team look like today?
Today I have a really big team. So just
They have some really big rings.
Oh, look, I need to get them some, because they really are the true MVPs, right?
Yeah.
And so one of those things was, I realized that that $56 million that was made, that was my team lead. And she asked me to join her. And, I've always thought that you get further together than you do apart.
That's right.
So I've always wanted to be a servant leader, and I was always a active support. I knew that was who I am, right? So the fact that I was able to support her and to work with her, close deals with her, and grow to that status made me believe that I could be just as powerful, just as great, right? She had sowed those seeds, and I wanted to go and pay that forward to some other agents and give them an opportunity, to grow as well. So I realized that if I just held on to my safe space, right, and I kept my fists closed, then I would never be able to have a platform for other people to grow, right? They were my safe place. So I said, I got to fly the coop. I got to get out of the eagle's nest, and I've got to be a safe place for someone else.
That's amazing.
And so my mind, when it comes to the growth concept, is always thinking about the underdog. I want to see them be great. I want to see them grow. I want to see them shoot up the hockey stick, right?
Coach V.
Coach V. That's who I am.
That's it. Yeah.
And so that's where my growth mindset comes from, is that I believe that every time I take an act of obedience and a step of faith, it opens up the door for someone else to be great, if not greater.
That's amazing. You're paving the way, right? For others to follow in a path that you followed to find success, right? That's awesome. To put that energy into helping other people. A lot of people look out for themselves, right? But when you've got that giving heart, like you said, the go-giver, right? That giving heart that says, hey, I want to give back, right? And I'll bet you that same attitude also goes into the way that you serve your borrowers, right? The homeowners that are out there, right? What does that experience look like?
Woo! Patience, counsel, okay? Also creating a safe space for them, right? There are so many predatory people that are on this market. They're out to make a buck. They're commission breath oriented, okay? Last thing they need is another person with commission breath breathing down their necks about closing the deal. So we're thinking about, how can we tailor and cultivate an experience?
Right.
Okay, that's where my husband and I, we're on both sides of the spectrum.
Right.
Because I have to, show my husband. My husband's like, this is what it is. This is what it should be. This is how do you have this kind of patience? And I remember that they're human beings relying on experts.
That's right.
And experts take on a form of kind of like parenting and guiding and things like that. You don't yell at your children because they don't know any better.
That's right.
You nurture them, you edify them, and you help them to reach and ultimately achieve the goal that makes them the high-performing citizens of the world that they will be one day.
That's beautiful.
Well, if I help clients in the same light, in the same nurturing persona, then what ends up happening is they become some of your greatest investors, reinvestors, referring partners, and repeat business all the time.
That's beautiful. I love the power of your voice too. You speak with authority and you speak with passion, right? And one of the things that we found with the successful people that we've brought on this show is a lot of them have the same thing in common, and that's that they care, right?
Yes.
And you definitely care.
I do.
And it's not just about the borrower, right? But you also care about the people that are working with your team and showing them the right way to create great success, right?
Absolutely.
So, Will, what do you think about all this?
It's a lot on the plate. It's a lot on the plate, and I just fell right on in the place and keep it going.
Yeah, you're here to support, right?
Yeah, I'm here to do that.
That's it.
And learn from her. She's my mentor also. My wife, she's we run the household.
What you want to say to her?
It's everything. Oh, I love her. I'm proud of her.
Thank you.
She handles that full plate well.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just here to make that plate bigger
That's awesome.
so we can put more on it.
That's
Amen.
awesome.
That's awesome.
And he has done that. He has really done that for me.
Close on time with Click and Close Mortgage and our 21-day close guarantee. If we don't close your loan in 21 days or less, we will pay up to $3,000. If you'd like to know more about our 21-day close guarantee, click the link below. Close on time with Click and Close. Well, and you guys came with some guests too, right? You brought,
yeah.
You brought the family with you.
My son, he became afraid when he
He said, "Don't call me over
He's
here.
like,
Don't do it.
"Please
Don't
do
do
not
it.
call me
Don't do
over
it." Well, talk about that a little bit, the family side of it. And we'll get back to business, but we always like to talk about the family element of it, right?
yeah.
So you're a mother, you're a father, right? And you're doing this to support other people, but you also got those people behind closed doors, right?
Yes.
Right. Talk about that a little. Talk about your family.
Oh, man. It is a fine-tuned balancing act, okay? I get a lot of criticism. I get a lot of love. One thing, my kids are very fun. I have very funny
awesome.
individuals living in my house. So I'm constantly being pranked. Constantly, kind of being stalked. I can't close the door. It's just not going to work for them. They're always in my corner, always in my Zooms, always everywhere. Okay. And my son is the one who, there's a funny video that we put out because I just so happened to turn on the camera and just record him. He was fully passionate about what he was saying. This is a family business. Okay.
Yes, it is.
You are supposed to be on vacation, not working. What are you doing? and he just goes
He
crazy.
put you in check.
Okay, yes. And he has no problem doing that. And so having him, and both of my children are very opinionated.
I wonder where they get that from.
opinionated.
I was going to say, I wonder where that voice came from.
Bad. No,
We give them opportunity.
yeah, we
Give
do.
them opportunity.
Freedom of speech, and they are very free, and so, but they make my life very easy in a sense.
That's amazing.
We're gonna fuss about the average things that kids do, not cleaning up, making it easy for me while I'm at work, so forth and so on, so I can continue to provide opportunities. Right. Okay. We're all gonna go crazy, snatch off the wig, and go off, right? But I can honestly say my kids are a breath of fresh air. They make it really easy. They make even our colleagues laugh. They are very instrumental, very vocal. My daughter thinks that she is mini mom and mini realtor. Okay,
I love that.
And so she's gonna mimic pretty much most of all of my actions.
The future success partners.
The future success partners. My son is a free spirit. My son is what he wants to do. He realizes every opportunity he has, and he is going to take advantage of every opportunity that he has. And so just trying to keep a tight watch, it gets hard sometimes.
It does.
So,
it does.
The pros are having good kids.
What's a testament to who you are, right? They look up to mom and dad. They know you guys are out there hustling on the day-to-day, and that you're doing good things for people, right?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, when they see that and they see that leadership and that inspiration, and I got to imagine they're pretty proud of mom and dad, right?
Always.
Yeah.
Always. Not always grateful.
Never. Yeah.
It's called kids.
It's kids.
I got 2 kids myself.
Yeah, but very proud. Very proud.
I love
And so
that.
what might you say?
What? Be proud, yes. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like you say, they.
I want to hear a story now.
Yeah.
He's like, not for the camera. You told me to keep it PG.
Yeah.
It's a lot. They got a lot. We can describe them in like
so
you
many
said,
ways.
so many aspects that they just makes us. Man, this is our first time, second time being parents. So
That's right.
we learning as they learn.
We do
also.
learn. Yeah. We learn as
They
parents.
teach us so much.
Yeah. So I got to ask you, Rainbow Realty, what's the inspiration behind that? I love the logo.
Yes.
I love the color. You bring it to the table every
yeah.
time we've talked. Talk about that.
So I'm a very spiritual person.
Yep.
I'll tell y'all hands down, I'm not afraid to say what I believe, okay? And there's a story about future king to be named Joseph. And, he's given this coat of many colors by his father. And of course, he goes through a lot of things, a lot of trials, sold off into all of these, slavery, a lot of abuse, imprisonment, false accusations, whatever. But no matter what he went through, it never stood in the way of his destiny and him becoming someone that would soon, rule a kingdom, right? Or at least have the secondary seat, because he was actually appointed head over Pharaoh's kingdom, right?
Right.
So in that, he is the saving grace for his family. His family goes through famine, and he's in a place of plenty. And he's able to supply them with what they needed in order to save the fate of his family. When I heard that story as a kid, I always grew up thinking, man, I'd love to have that coat of many colors, but I didn't want the struggles.
Yeah.
But I went through a lot of them, right? A lot of
We all
hurt, a
did.
lot of pain, a lot of heartache, all of that stuff.
Yeah, we do.
So when I came out of real estate school, I prayed about it. You've gotten me this far. What do I want to do? What do I want to call this if I ever had my own company, right? And it just came to me, Rainbow Realty. The coat of many colors, the promise, right?
Yeah.
And then just the love that God has for his people. So I decided to say, you know what? I want to glorify you with my actions. I want to be an ambassador for you, God, for Christ, right? So Rainbow Realty was started, and then we have our scriptural basis, which says God's promises are yes and amen. Because they are. That's why you all are here, right?
Yes,
It is.
ma'am.
Right.
You
It
know,
is.
he's been faithful, and we are all here to attest about it, both in business and in family.
Well, I love that I asked. That's a beautiful story. I didn't know that was the background,
That
but I
is.
knew there was a story, right? You wear it every time that we talk, and I can tell that you're proud of it, and you should be. That's an amazing story. And I love that you talk about the struggles to
Yeah.
get to where we are today, right?
Yes.
Because I literally just did a podcast, or not a podcast, a motivational about this last week. And it was about, in today's world, we've got a lot of influencers out there, and the kids
yeah.
look to these influencers and they go, man, I want to be like that. And they think that it just happened like that,
No.
right? Overnight. But that's not the case, right? There's a struggle every single time, and we don't get to see the struggle. We get to see the end result,
Exactly.
right? So at the end of the day, we all start with those struggles. It's what we do with that and where we take ourselves that matters, right?
Yes, sir.
And I can see that you shared that, right?
Yep.
In the way that you command your presence in the room, the way that you
Wow.
believe in your faith and what you're doing. I love the fact that they call you Coach V, because you're exactly that, and a coach and a mentor to many,
Yes.
right? A coach and a mentor of many. So thank you for being you, man. So cool. Like such a great story. I absolutely
you.
love it. I do. So let's go back and talk about that team. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Let's talk about
we can't let them hang, right?
No way. No way.
What was it made of? I know you have 15 underneath you. You coach. We'll let you talk. Go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us the story.
Tell us
Let's
the
hear
story.
it.
You've already told me, so.
Yeah, so there was a specific agent I was waiting on. I had an opportunity to start this team a long time ago.
Yeah.
And there was one agent, I told her, I'm just waiting on you, right? That was my motivation to her. Like, get done with your license. This will give me the courage
Get
to
over
just
here.
launch it. Yeah, get
Yeah.
here. So we were already Rainbow Realty, but, I was already coaching so many people. Right.
Yeah.
So I said, man, I've got to do something with this. Like, we've got to form a collaborative. So I went ahead and I formed the team. I was a little nervous at first, okay, because I'm truly confident because there's a lot of competence there,
Sure.
okay? But there's always a little bit of intimidation when you got to ask somebody to come and just
course.
put their vision with yours.
That's
Pair
right.
your vision with mine.
Yeah.
And I got a resounding yes from every single person I went to and I asked. And that's just 15 in DFW. That's not including our Houston team because we have a small Houston team.
Yeah.
So when they said yes, I was like, okay, let's go, right? So I have a team of very, very diligent, high pursuant members, okay? They're in our meetings front and center, ready to learn, ready to grow, always looking for opportunities, and they don't just wait. That's what I love about them. Some people join teams.
The unicorns.
Yeah. They
The
are.
unicorns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people join teams and they wait to be fed and they complain about
That's
not
right.
being fed.
We talk
okay?
about this all the time. Yeah, that's right.
Not them. They're always on the scene. They're always going after opportunities. And one thing I love about them is I trust my team and they trust me.
It's so important.
That's a major component.
That's so important.
If I say, this is what I need you guys to do, they go out and do it. If they don't do what they're supposed to do, they say, Coach, I didn't do it.
Accountability.
Accountability.
You've got to have accountability
Yep.
in any organization. It's so important. And even us, right? As
Yep.
leaders, we have to have accountability.
Absolutely.
We have to somebody that we can turn to and say, hey, I think I need your advice. I need
Yep.
some help. I need you to hold me accountable for doing these things, right?
Right.
So that's amazing. It doesn't surprise me they follow your vision, right?
Yep.
But I'd like to hear a little bit about that vision.
Okay.
Right? So talk about that, right? What is your goal with Rainbow Realty?
So my goal with Rainbow Realty, our short acronym for Rainbow Realty is RING.
Okay.
Because it's Rainbow Realty Network originally, but because we're in the state of Texas, anytime you have a broker, you have to end in group or team.
Yeah.
So it's kind of double because we end up saying Rainbow Realty Network Group.
It's a mouthful.
And you're like,
It's a
yeah,
mouthful,
and you're
yeah.
like network group kind of simultaneously working together, synonymously. But you know what? It works. So, and then when we looked at the acronym, we went ring. What do we do, right? We call our leads like, come on, call
That's
ring
it.
or let us ring
There it
you,
goes.
right?
Yeah.
So my vision for that was, again, to create a platform for hungry professionals to be able to not only have the production that they want, because everybody wants production.
That's right.
Everybody wants to make the money.
Yep.
But to have the support and the community that they needed. So I don't plan on staying in production personally.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I come alive when I'm educating.
That's right.
I'm very passionate about speaking. I have so many other aspirations, guys. So many. Not even ashamed to talk about them. I've always wanted to be an actress when I was younger.
I love it.
That was
You're a
my
natural.
thing.
I love
Okay.
it.
So I was like, I'm never giving up on my dream. I don't care if I do a student film at 60. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm never giving up on my dream. So I really plan, ultimately for Ring to become a safe haven, a community, and a high yielding production company for so many agents, and I could just step back and serve.
You're going to make that happen.
Well,
I believe.
hang on a
Thank you.
second.
You're going to make that happen. I believe you, right? I believe you. I hear it. I hear the passion, and you're taking the actions, and that's what it takes is
Amen.
having passion, having vision, and taking the right action, right, to get the results that you're looking for. And let me tell you something, you're going to be a movie star. It's going to happen. I heard you
believe
talking
it.
about starting that podcast, or you've got a podcast going on. You need to do that.
Yeah.
People need to hear more from you, right? David, you got a question, brother?
I
want you
do.
to
I
fire
do.
that
So,
off.
our podcast is called Real Estate Success Partners. Part of the reason why you're here is because you're Coach V, but really because you're highly successful. I've seen your production report in the last year. There's a lot of people that gotta blame the market. Oh, I can't do anything. There's a lot of veterans, 10, 20 years experience that are frozen and haven't done anything. Not you. Being in the business since 2018,
That's right.
you had a really good year last year,
Oh, yeah.
and it's not your team's production; it was your personal production.
Oh, yeah.
So our audience wants to know. There's a lot of people out there that are going, "What are they doing to be successful?
Yeah.
How do I grow in this market?" Because same thing, there's a lot of mortgage people that are not successful. We're thriving. We're growing. We're growing by the rule of double. So talk about that. Talk about
Yeah.
what you did in last year in this market, because the normal market's around the corner. Good God, what are you going to do then? But
Right.
let's talk about that.
All right, so we're gonna shift, right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
So,
Let's go.
in the beginning, okay, I'm a relationship person.
Yeah.
I didn't know that though. Okay, I did not know that. I esteemed myself as being some sort of an introvert because I played well alone. Okay.
Right,
And
right.
so, and a friend of mine, she'd always say, "You're an ambivert." I'm like, "What on God's green earth?" She's like, "You're a mix of both of them. You need to splash." And then, I was like, "Okay, let's build these relationships." So I came up with this acronym called ROAR without an A. Okay, which meant relationship over revenue. Okay.
Yeah.
So am I listening to you? Do I hear you? What are you saying to me? What are you not saying to me? How can I serve you when I meet you?
Yeah.
But in order to meet you, I've got to be able to get out there and kind of drum up some business for myself so I can start talking. So everybody will tell you it's all about having, real estate conversations all the time. So, hey, I see in the store, your hair is pretty. Oh, yeah. We get to talking and then we start talking about real estate. And that was the thing. That's what I led with. with. Although it made me very successful, I didn't become truly successful, or I'd like to say significant. I've been reading a book called The Art of Significance by Dan Clark. It's a wonderful book. Jack Canfield
She's
is
an
the forward.
educator, guys. She's pointing you in all the
Come
right
on.
directions.
I'm telling you. So I was on the road to being significant before I knew it. Okay.
Yeah.
So significance, it overpowers success. So when I started to think about what I wanted, then I truly became significant, because then I started to say, you know what, instead of going out here trying to do it like everybody else, every other top producer, how everyone else, leads, how about I tap into my authentic superpower? What is my authentic
Just
superpower?
about to ask you that. Go ahead.
Okay. So one of my brothers, his name is Terrence Murphy Sr., he led us all in the direction of take your disc. Okay, take your disc, get everybody else on your team to take a disc.
That's right.
Get to know yourself, get to know your business and how you do it. And that's
Know
when
your players.
know
Their
your
strengths,
players.
their weakness. Because what's funny is a lot of times you get people in there and you go, man, they're not good at this, but you know what? They're great at this, right?
Exactly.
The disc helps you identify those people right out of the starting gate and put them in the right places. I love that
Exactly.
you said that. Go ahead.
I was pushing a lot of agents that were into processes and systems into people-oriented fields.
Right.
That doesn't work. It
doesn't.
doesn't work.
It
Because
doesn't.
they are not the people that are going to go out and make the relationships and have that. They're not those kind of people.
That's right.
They are the people that are going to like processes and systems and
it.
automation. Y'all see my face? Because I see my kids
I treat it
back
like a
there.
restaurant. You got front of the house, right? That's out there doing all the sells and getting people in the right place and making them feel great about the experience. And then you got back of the house, which is the kitchen, where they're making all the stuff happen, right? They're bringing all that good food and bringing it out to serve. So that the front of the house and the back of the house, when they're cohesively working together, right? You've got an ultimate successful business.
Exactly.
And that's what you're talking about.
Yep, and that was the formula. The formula was, let me see who's my systems and processes people, and then let me see who are my relationship people.
Yeah.
Now we can take those systems and processes people and show them how to attract business using their systems and their processes. And now we can take our relationship people, pull them from behind a desk,
That's right.
and Zoom calls with me into going out into the field and building meaningful relationships.
I love that.
Well, the same transformed for me. I was already on that path because I just kind of knew myself.
Yeah.
But it enhanced me once I started the disc. Now I learned how to blitz everybody. So I go from several different angles, right? Now I can do relationships. I'm really good at systems and processes. So I can partner that and I can partner targeting and then also micro niching, knowing exactly what I do, what I specialize in, and what I want. And that has 10x
Know your
the
value.
business. Know your value.
Know your value. That's
your
huge.
unique value proposition.
I love it. I love it.
No wonder you're so successful.
There's no question about it, and we follow similar processes and systems, right? And we use the DISC assessments as well, right? So, and what I love about it is it sounds like you figured all this stuff out on your own, right? Just from self awareness and taking the time to educate yourself, right? So that you could create this amazing business. That you
and
have.
I don't want to say it's on my own.
No.
I will not say that, okay? On my own was me saying, girl, who are you? And why are you trying to do it like everybody else?
She's
right?
so humble.
Well, it's something it's inevitable for me. Like I want to be the person that's like, I did this on my own, but it won't. I couldn't, so I have to really give credit to having.
But your actions did,
yes.
right? And I have to stop people sometimes and say this. You're right. Your husband, your kids, the people that support you behind you. Sure, they all helped you get there.
Yes.
But Coach V, this is you, girl.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Celebrate that moment.
Oh,
do
I
the
am.
victory dance in the end zone.
Okay.
I did this.
Yeah.
I did this, right? You have to do that.
Yeah.
And I understand why it's hard.
Yeah.
But I started this off by saying take the humble
You
hat
did
off,
say that.
right? Because today we're here to talk about what you did and how you did it and how you're creating that great success.
Well,
right?
you know what I'd like to say? You're so right. I made a choice.
You
right?
did.
And everything starts
And you
with a
took
choice.
action.
And I took action.
And you took
I
action.
took action. You're
Well,
right.
guys, I would love to have you here all day long because
yeah.
you have just amazing things. You're just your voice and the way you speak, right? It's passion, and I love that. You speak my language, right? So, but we got to cut these things to a certain period of time. I see potentially a part 2 to this thing.
Oh, there's
though.
definitely a
Because
part
we got to
2.
get Will talking a
To be
little bit
back.
more on this
Yeah,
next
okay.
one, right?
There's definitely a part 2.
That's fine.
This is what happens when great worlds collide, right?
Yes.
So, but what maybe that we not cover today that you guys would like to talk about?
Wow. You guys did pretty great covering everything. We're a new husband and wife team partnership. It's been me in the production, but you know what I can say? This guy drove me everywhere until he became an agent. Okay.
Awesome.
So, the first days and months have been tough.
Yeah.
Because he's having to learn how to listen to his wife. Everybody tells you you're the head of the household. You run this.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
But now, when we have to give that guidance, sometimes it can get tough. But for the most part, I will say that you guys have covered every aspect, and I really thoroughly enjoyed this. And can I tell y'all something?
You can.
I told my husband today, I said, what if they asked you to be on the show? And he says, well, why would they ask me to be on the show? This is about you.
Yeah.
I said, you're a boss, right? You're the CEO of Rainbow Realty. Why wouldn't you be on the show?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? And he thought he was going to come here and sit with the kids and admire me. And he ended up right here next
He
to
can
me.
admire you from right here next to you,
Yeah.
right? That's what it's all about.
It's cool in front of the camera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love it.
Good stuff.
His words, stay ready to keep him getting ready, baby.
I love it. I love it. You guys are awesome together. So we started, he told you how he felt about you. And I know you said, what do you feel about this man right here?
Wow. I have stalked this man since I was 14. Okay? I'm letting folks know.
Taking action. This girl takes action.
No, but I am really grateful. Everything that I prayed for and that I saw happening and that I would tell him and he thought I was crazy when I was younger, I see it. He's my partner. I'm more of his sidekick than he is of mine because he makes all the rules, right? I just got to comply. It's hard, but I do it. But I really value you. I admire you. I thank you. You know this. I tell you every day. But I want to give you a bigger bouquet because you know what? Y'all gave me a platform to do it.
Love it.
And so, yeah, you're the best.
Love you too.
I love you too.
Awesome. Awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Well, guys, if the people out here want to find Rainbow Realty, Coach V and Will, the dynamic duo, right? This amazing team, how do they find you guys? How are we going to find?
Rainbow Realty NG. RainbowRealtyNG.com. So that's the letter N and the letter G.com.
And what areas do you service?
We serve Cedar Hill. We serve all of DFW, Fort Worth, McKinney, Allen, Plano, Frisco. Pretty much, I always name things by county because we have agents in every county. We also serve Houston. So if you're down in Houston and you need a partnership, hit up Rainbow Realty Network, and we would love to help.
And you guys got to do that, right? If you're looking for an amazing experience with a team that genuinely cares, with passion, support, it's going to get you where you want to be, you're going to want to call these guys. You're going to reach out to these guys, and you're going to have an amazing experience on that path to homeownership. Also, if you're an amazing agent, and you're looking for a place to hook up with, and you're like-minded, like-hearted with Coach V and Will, look these guys up too, because I can tell you right now, you'll be on a path to success if you work with this team.
Can I say something to the agents out there?
You can.
I want you guys to know, okay, because I've heard a lot of people who want to be in real estate, but maybe you're working, say this. They always say, I'm going to be a part-time agent until I can be truly successful at this. But I want you to know whether you have a job or you do not. You are not a part-time agent with a full-time job. You're a full-time agent with a part-time job. Because your agency, you worked your butt off for it or will work your butt off for it, it never cuts off. It's 7 7 days a week. I used to go to bed with my badge on. My husband will go, gross, okay? But he'd say, why are you going to bed with your badge on? And I say, because I'm trying to meet the client of my dreams. So I want you guys to know that no matter what position you may be in right now, no matter what you may be doing, there's somebody here for you. Hit us up, or whoever's in your state. And man, I'm telling you, join a community. It's powerful so that you can tap into your full-time potential.
I couldn't agree with you more. I love it. David, what do you have to say about all this, brother?
You can see why I brought her on, right?
Oh, no question about it. No question about it. I'm ready to have her back.
Yeah.
Great
I'm ready
stuff.
to come back.
All right, guys. Well, we're your real estate success partners. I'm Devin Dubuc.
I'm David Nguyen.
And if you want to find us, you can check us out at www.realestatesuccesspartner.com. Again, that's www.realestatesuccesspartner.com. You can also find us on all your major listening platforms, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And if you like to view the podcast, check us out on YouTube. We love those 5-star reviews, and please subscribe. Until the next time, we'll see you then.
Bye, guys.